Good afternoon. Today we're looking at 7-1, simplifying algebraic fractions. So we've been working on simplifying equations and things like that. So this is going to tie into what we've been working on. You can also look back at your other examples, other worksheets that we've been working on should you need help. And we're going to go through our introduction as well as working with our helpful hints before we get into our actual examples. When you're going through these, make sure you always look for your introduction. It's going to tell you what you're working with and the helpful hints and the examples before you jump into the exercises. This way, it will help you to know and understand a little bit better what you're going to be working with. So, algebraic fractions are very similar to fractions that you learned in elementary school. The difference is that algebraic fractions contain variables as well as numerals. We've been working with letters and equations for a while, so this isn't anything new. You can simplify an algebraic fraction by dividing the numerator and the denominator by the same number. This is really just canceling out common factors. It might be a good idea to review the laws of exponents. Reviewing the laws of exponents goes along with 1-7 that we have just gone over. When a fraction has been simplified, the value is not changed. The fraction is just written in a simpler way. A fraction is in its simplest form when the numerator and the denominator have no common factors except for 1. It is important to remember that the denominator in a fraction cannot be equal to 0. And I'll say that one more time. It is important to remember that the denominator in a fraction cannot be equal to 0. Remember the following when simplifying algebraic fractions. So we're going to go into our helpful hints here. Cancel out any common factors found in the numerator and the denominator. Be careful of signs. Express your answers with positive exponents. Remember, AM over AN equals AM minus N. Remember, A to the negative N equals 1 over A to the positive N. And then keep in mind that algebraic fractions are quite similar to arithmetic fractions. So we're going to go into our examples. So the first example we have is 12a squared over 4a. So 12a squared over 4a. So essentially what that is since there is no exponent here, remember from our rules that we've talked about that this essentially just means that there's a 1 here. So I'm going to put that there. That way we remember that. So essentially it's going to be 12 over 4, getting rid of the exponents over here, multiplied by a to the 2 minus 1. And how we got that, a squared, here's the 2, and then this is the 1. So we got a 2 minus 1. So first thing we're going to do, 12 divided by 4 gives us 3. We're going to keep this a. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3a to the first power, and essentially if it's to the first power it just equals itself. We don't need it anymore. Our final answer is just 3a. Our second one that we are going to look at is 6y squared z over negative 3y. All right, so essentially we're kind of going to do the same exact thing we were doing. We're going to take the whole numbers, 6 over negative 3. We're going to multiply that by y squared, 2. And essentially, remember this, 3y means it's 3y to the first power, 2 minus 1. That's where we got the 2. The 2 is from up here, the y squared. We bring it down here, and then negative 3y to the first power. That's where I got my 1 right here. Now we can't forget this variable right here, so times z. So that's how it should look so far. Now, 6 divided by negative 3. So 6 divided by negative 3 is where I get my negative 2 times y. 2 minus 1 is 1. Y to the first power times z. And all we're going to do is bring those all together, and your final answer is negative 2y z. And why is it just y? Because y to the first power means it's just there by itself. So it's negative 2y, and z never had an exponent. Your final answer, negative 2yz. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.